The narcissist paranoia, the cheating, and the silent treatment, and why. Hello, this is P.E. Ponsha, the guy at the other side of the table. Paranoia is an essential part of narcissism and also psychopathy. The constant reminder that people change and can do things behind your back. A constant stream of thoughts about all that could happen when you're not looking is called object consistency. This means that if the target tells him that she loves him, hours later he needs another confirmation, or he may think that it is not the case anymore. When he makes contact and not getting an immediate response, he feels like this is a verification to his fears, and it materializes itself from being just a silly thought to becoming very real. At this point, he would get what is called a narcissistic injury, an injury to his self-worth and self-image. It fuels anger that allows him to take action. The action chosen is designed to give back to the target what he believes and feels they gave to him. Since he cannot see himself and does not understand that all of these emotions are simply a result of his illness, where his brain is sending him defect signals that triggers emotions, he has to blame it on the partner. To him, these emotions are given to him by the target, and he has no other way of understanding it than to say it is due to them not loving him. People that do not love, but pretend to be loving, are evil. He thinks, at this point, that the target is evil, or at least does not care. In order to try out if that is the case, getting a reaction from the target is needed. In order to get a reaction, he must do something that causes an emotional response. To the target, this feels like abuse and nothing else. To them, it makes no sense. They have no way of knowing what is going on inside his head, and that is the entire reality, and that his entire reality changes without warning. His constant questioning seems like a complete terror. However, that is not why he does it. He does it to try to get rid of his inner paranoia that builds itself and convinces him that she no longer loves him, that she wants to be with someone else, or that someone else is now about to manipulate her into leaving him. Everyone is a potential threat. Random people in the store, random people on social media, family, friends, neighbors, every one of them is a potential threat, and he makes sure they are removed from the target's life. If not, they will be source of future paranoid ideas that will result in him eventually knowing that his partner is unfaithful to him or planning on leaving. One of the mechanisms that he can choose to use is the infamous silent treatment. To understand silent treatment, one has to look upon the narcissist as a toddler, like an infantile child not getting his needs met. He will be sulking. He will be sulking and refusing to respond to anything, just sitting there with a big ass lip and showing off to everyone. He's showing off to everyone that he is not happy and not willing to talk, because now the person needs to find out for themselves what they did wrong, realize it, and then come tell him. That way, he does not have to belittle himself and admit to the childish emotions that he is so ashamed of, because he is. He knows it is silly. He just cannot help it. His entire inner self convinces him. Yet, he wish it was not like that. When he goes silent and refuses to give any answer, the partner starts getting reactions. These reactions will show him that she still cares about him. He will keep it that way for as long as it takes for her to kneel and beg for forgiveness, or at least till he is absolutely sure that she belongs to him and she can feel the attachment. Later on, in the devaluation phase or discard phase, silent treatment is used for something else. The thought patterns are now changed, and instead of trying to get the reaction from the target, the silent treatment is a way to get distance, so he can perform acts to gain supply in order to heal the pain he has inside of him. He now feels just to take it a step further. Now cheating stage occurs. Unlike the psychopath, the narcissist is not staging fights in order to be able to go and be unfaithful. It is simply something that happens because he's absolutely sure that the partner uses every chance she got to go behind his back, and so will he. The cheating aspect has to do with getting back at. Narcissists and psychopaths look upon life as a long competition of points. They give something, they are to receive something, and they are masters of keeping the score. If he gives away 6 positives, only receives 3 back, there is a difference in 3, and when that number gets too big, he is entitled to perform an action to make up for the imbalance. The cheating is a way to balance the injustice that he feels has been brought upon him by this treacherous being. In all reality, nothing of the things he believes has happened, but he still believes it. Sometimes it has happened, he discovered it, and it will only make his paranoid delusion stronger in later relationships and make him even more controlling. To the narcissist, the intimate partner is his mother. He can never lose her, because then he will die. He has finally been able to re-establish the bonds that he used to have with his mother, or rather should have in childhood, with his new female. The way he sees her in the beginning is the perfect projection of all that is good, love and compassion, all that a female has. At the same time, he must have sex with her to make her happy. He has to reframe her into a whore that he can mistreat, degrade. He will not be able to have sex with a motherly figure, because that will not turn him on. The constant battle between the Madonna and the whore inside of him results in the experience of anti-sexual behavior. In long periods of time, he will not have sex with his partner because he has no sexual desires. This has to do with the way he looks upon her as his mother. The girlfriends on the side are the whores that can trigger sexual desires. The spouse or intimate partner needs to be the caring and loving person he needs. He can therefore not accept her as a whore. She's too good for that. She's the best there is. The conflict between these two stages completely stirs up so many elements that results in confusion in the target, and the narcissist himself are not able to see these things clearly. In addition, it is so much shame in this. He needs to keep it a secret. He knows deep inside if he ever talks about these things, he will be abandoned immediately, and he cannot risk that. He has no problem being left by a whore, but a Madonna or his mom, no way. It is brutal for me to put these words forth, because it is degrading, shameful, just sick. That is it. It is sick. It is due to an illness that prevents the narcissist from seeing himself. This has nothing to do with evil. The only thing evil is the illness, but it needs to be understood in order to achieve healing. Victims to abusive narcissists go through their lives wondering what was wrong with them, since they got treated in such a horrible way. The truth is, nothing at all is wrong with you. Nothing. You're more than good enough the way you are. You simply got mixed up with a sick individual that did not know they were sick or had no interest in trying to heal themselves. You were innocent. Just like the narcissists were innocent at 2 years old when they got abused to the point where they had no choice but to die or just adopt an illness to save themselves. The brain wants to live, so it will do whatever it takes to stay alive, thereby adopting a set of apps that would prevent the child from further emotional damage. Breaking up, silent treatment, and the baiting game is something that the narcissist does in order to create the extension I mentioned in the previous video. But it is also his way of checking if he can get a reaction out of the target that will show him that he is still loved. To the narcissist, it is all about finding the love of a new mother, which can also be his girlfriend, lover, friend, and everything there is. That is not possible. But he will continue to search for this his entire life until he is old, lonely, and dying. I'm making these videos to stop myself from continuing this sick spiral of self-destruction that also leads to hurting other people. I hope this gave you some more insight into the matter. This is my life. This is my experience. I am the guy at the other side of the table. Thank you for watching.